I'm going to see how much I can find in 3 hours, and then I'm going to challenge another YouTuber to do the same. This is a point system to keep track of how much that dropped. 1 point for uniques and set items, 3 points for TC87 items and skiller charms, 5 points for high runes. The only rule is no terrorize Mephisto and Andariel. I have activated the clock in the corner of the screen so I always can see how much time there's left. I decided just briefly to show you all the drops, and then some of them I identify as well. I hope that I can get at least 100 points from these 3 hours. And I decided to start with Mephisto because there's a lot of uniques to get from Mephisto in a short period of time. And one of the more notable drops was this 220 glove with javelin and spear skills and lightning resistance as well. And I'm playing on online Battle.net, and here is some gore riders with decent amount of enhanced defense, not bad. This Blizzard sorceress is using Death Fathom for the main hand, and on the offhand I have an Isted weapon so that I have around 700 traumatic find when I weapon swap. And here is Tarasha's helmet. This is great for a mercenary, always nice to have. Now it doesn't matter if the other YouTuber is playing offline or online like me, because it does not make a big difference with this point system that we are going with. I did consider whether or not to go for Mephisto in this challenge, but I thought that it would be a little bit faster for me on online to go for him instead of Andariel, and there's just so many drops to get from each run when you are killing a boss this fast. And just now I found a great shield if you want to be very tanky as a sorceress, but it did not roll that good. You have to admit that you can still find quite a lot of good stuff from Mephisto, like the Shaco, Maris Kaleidoscope, Arachnic Mesh, Titans, Hells of Saccharum, but there's not any TC87 items that I'm aware of that you can get from him, so that's a drawback. So because of this I decided to split these 3 hours up into 3 different areas. A unique ring, which is Nagel Ring, with 29 to magic find almost max. Yalal's Mask with 192 to enhance defense, which is also very close to max. Alder's Boots with 50, which is the maximum to fire resistance. I'm now coming to an end killing Mephisto, and considering that I have almost 50 points at the moment, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get to 100, because this was very good, I think, for an hour. The next area is way more exciting for me than farming Mephisto, because there's a way bigger chance for me to get high runes and skiller charms as well. It is of course the cow level, with my poison necromancer that have just recently hit 125 to faster cast rate, and I have to say that made a huge difference. This is really fast and one of the great density destroyers. I really like this. Green rings is always Katana and Angelic, but this bone knife can be very good on offhand if you need some resistance or faster cast rate. It is the Wizard Spike. I was very lucky to find one of the items that I hoped to find, which is a skiller charm with lightning skills for sorcerers and dexterity, so it actually has some value as well. Choosing to run cows was a little bit of a bet, because there's not that many unique drops to be found in the cow level. So if I don't get to 100 points, it's because I wasted an hour in the cow level hoping to find high runes. But it was not that bad. Cow level is always very enjoyable. I really like to go there and just kill a ton of cows. And here is a Tarasha's build with 14 to magic find, which is 1 from the maximum of 15. Not bad. I'm almost run out of the second hour of this challenge, so cow level was not as good as Mephisto, which I kind of expected, but the next area is very good and can make up for all this. It is the Chaos Sanctuary. Chaos Sanctuary is a monster level 85 area, so unlike the other 2 areas that I have run, this area I can find the TC87 items. A Javison Spear, which is not that bad. I'm not sure how much I can sell this for, but I'll have to take a look. And just so I don't forget it, the Poison Necromancer had around 200 to magic find, and this Nova Sorceress have about 120 to magic find. It's interesting to see if I get more uniques from farming Chaos Sanctuary than I did when I farmed Mephisto. Here's a Heaven's Light for the Paladin. Not sure how much this is used in the Paladin's builds, but I don't see it too often. Here's a Great Helm, but it's Haltusk. I found a lot of uniques at the Chaos Sanctuary, which I also did at Mephisto's, but I only had 122 magic find when I ran Chaos Sanctuary, so that tells you something about going for maximum magic find against lower magic find but higher kill speed and the right area. It seems like I picked at least 2 good areas to get the most amounts of points for this challenge. But of course there is a great deal more to choose from. And it is going to be exciting to see what the other YouTuber that I'm going to challenge to do the same thing chooses to go. Because that is all up to him to decide. I'm at least coming very close to those 100 points that I'm going for. I did find some more notable drops in the Chaos Sanctuary. The next is Verdungo's build, which is very good for survivability because it has physical damage reduced by 10 to 15%. It's sad that there are so many set items that are useless in this game. When you see a green ring you expect it to be good, exciting, but they are not. There are so many of the green set items that are for leveling up and stuff like that, but it would be good, would be a welcome change if they could add some, maybe another green set of rings that is actually useful in the end game or just in hell difficulty at least. But here is a set item that actually is good, the Trang Owl's Claws. Great. I could think of a number of other good areas to run for this challenge, but I'm more curious to know what you think. Where would you go if you should pick 3 different areas or just one good area for this particular challenge with these point systems? What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. I have now been farming for 3 hours and I ended up with 93 points, which is a little sad. I hoped for 100. But I now have to challenge Sir Fox Gaming to do this same challenge. Good luck, Sir Fox.